Okay, we are talking about Doug TenNapel. He is the author and creator of Earthworm Jim, other books such as Cardboard, Earthboy Jacobus, Gear, Tommysaurus Rex. If you love animals, you'll cry at this one. Ghostopolis, the new VeggieTales in the House, and VeggieTales in the City. But today we're going to talk about his trilogy, which just came to completion, called Nnewts. Nnewts is a phenomenal graphic novel that he has illustrated and written entirely himself, and it is about, well, a newt, and they are besieged by these strange lizards that are seeking to destroy the newt way of life, the amphibious way of life. It's a phenomenal series. It's 3 parts. There's 3 books, and I suggest you get all 3 of them. He doesn't spend any time in the books rehashing what's happened before. He just hits the ground running, kind of like J.R.R. Tolkien with the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So I highly suggest you get all 3 of these and read them together at once. They're all ages, so there is some mild gross-out humor, which some individuals in the family might not appreciate, but my 5-year-old daughter was reading them over my shoulder, and there was nothing in there that was objectionable. But even though they're all ages, it's not just for little kids. I found, as someone who likes dark fantasy and dark humor, I found quite a bit that scratched my speculative fiction itch in these books. And so I'd highly recommend them for really people of all ages. And Doug TenNapel has set up a kind of a dichotomy between the power of ugliness or the power of anger versus the power of beauty, and what can happen within people who choose beauty over using other forms of attack and other forms of aggression. So it's a phenomenal series. I don't want to give too much away. The newts are good, the lizards are bad. He's constructed a very interesting mythology within his book trilogy here. Those of you who've read Doug TenNapel's work before, you know that he is a very outspoken Christian. I would highly encourage you not to look for a Christ figure exactly, so you're not going to find Aslan on the prowl, but you'll find some characters who resemble the characteristics of Christ, and they resemble his features. Think of this as a parable, if you will, because he's constructed this really interesting mythology of the newts and the lizards and how magic and goodness works in the world. And there are some things that are similar to Christianity and to Christ and to God, and other things that if you pushed the parable too far, the metaphor too far, we'd get into weird territories, which the book does not want us to do. I love his writing style. I love that there is weirdness abounds. For example, the newts have this instant messaging system where they take a small newt, write their message, tell the newt where to go, and they go underground into a water system to go and give the message to whoever it's to go to. But in the meanwhile, before they deliver the message, there's a whole group of these miniature newts underground, and they do like chorus lines and can dancing, and they sing and dance, and then they go on their merry way to deliver the message. He has a lot of weird, bizarre story elements that he doesn't bother explaining. It's just fun to have in there. One of the lizard weapons is this giant creature that I think they call it a barf gun. He barfs out other lizards, and they topple into the cities and start fighting and try to take over things that way. It's a really rich mythology that he's created, and I highly recommend it for people who enjoy fantasy, people who enjoy comics or graphic novels, people who like being able to share things with their kids that aren't too juvenile, and yet they're appropriate for them at the same time. I highly recommend that you go check out the whole trilogy. Nnewts, just get the whole trilogy. It's worth it. I love it when an author both writes and draws the entire series. So that's all I got for you today. Take care and God bless. Bye.